Hi, welcome to Mrs. Park's geometry class. This is chapter 3, section 1, parallel lines and transversals. Alright, so why are we learning this? An Ames room creates the illusion that a person standing in the right corner is much larger than a person standing in the left corner. From a front viewing hole, the front and back holes appear parallel, when in fact they are slanted. The ceiling and the floor appear horizontal, but they are actually tilted. So they're actually the same height, but I guess it looks like they're not because of the way it's slanted and tilted. Alright, so relationships between lines and planes. The construction of the Ames room above makes use of intersecting parallel and screw lines as well as intersecting and parallel planes to create an optical illusion. So parallel and screw. So parallel lines are coplanar lines that do not intersect. For example, JK is parallel to LM. So this line here, JK, is parallel to line LM. Okay, and you can see that this symbol here, that means parallel. So arrows are used to indicate that lines are parallel. So you see these pink red lines going that way, that means they are parallel. So whenever you see arrows going the same direction, that means those two lines are parallel. Alright, screw lines. Screw lines are lines that do not intersect and are not coplanar. Okay, so they're not on the same plane and they do not meet. Okay, so example, lines L and M. These two lines are screw. They're not going the same direction and they're not on the same plane. Parallel planes are planes that do not intersect. Identify parallel and school relationships. Identify each of the following using the wedge of cheese below. Right, so here is a wedge of cheese. All segments parallel to JP. JP. Okay, here's the line we're talking about. So all lines that are parallel to this are K, Q, and LR. You can see that they're going the same direction and they're all not meeting. Excuse me. A line segment screwed to KL. So KL is right here. So these would be lines that are not parallel and are not in the same direction. So JP would be one, PQ, and PR. So they're going different directions and they're not going to meet. Alright, a plane parallel to plane PQR. So PQR, PQR. This plane here, the bottom of the cheese. The plane that is parallel to that plane will be the top of the cheese. So plane JKL is the only plane that's parallel to plane PQR. Alright, so here's a watch out. Parallel versus screw. In Check Your Progress 1A, FE is not screw to BC. Instead, these lines are parallel because they're going the same direction. Okay, so only time when they're skew is when they're not going the same direction and they will not meet. Alright, so here's your term 1A through 1C. So go ahead and do numbers 1A through 1C and come back when you're done. Okay, welcome back. Transversal angle pair relationships. A line that intersects two or more coplanar lines at two different points is called a transversal. In other words, when you have two lines and you have another line cutting through it, okay, this is a transversal. Okay. In the diagram below, line T is a transversal of lines Q and R. Alright, so so line T is transversal of line Q and R. So T is crossing through it. Alright, so when you have a transversal, and there's many angles that form with this transversal. So we're going to name some of those angles. Okay. Interior angles. Interior means inside. Interior. Okay, so 4 interior angles lie in the region between lines Q and R. So angle 3, 4, 5, 6. They're the inside ones. Okay, interior. Exterior, outside angles. 1, 2, 7, 8. Okay, so the ones inside and there's the ones that are outside. Consecutive interior angles. Consecutive means in a row, right? One after the other. So one consecutive interior angles are interior angles that lie on the same side of the transversal. So here, right next to each other, angles 4 and 5, 3 and 6. Okay, they're the inside on the same transversal. So transversal meaning this is T is a transversal. Okay, so same side of transversal. Alternate interior. Alternate interior. Alternate means skip one. Okay. So you have angles 3 and 5. 3 and 5. Alternate interior. And then you have 4 and 6 that are alternate interior. Okay. Alternate exterior. Okay. Same thing, but it's for the outside. 1 and 7. 1 and 7. And then you have 2 and 8. Corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. They lie on the same side of transversal T and the same side of lines Q and R. So corresponding 1 and 5. They're on the same side and they are on the same line. Okay. And then you have 2 and 6. Then you have 3 and 7. Then you have 4 and 8. Okay, those are called corresponding angles. Alright, so in order to classify, refer to the figure below. Classify the relationship between each angle of angles as alternate interior, alternate exterior, corresponding, or consecutive interior angles. Alright, so here, angle 1 and 5, angle 1 and 5. Okay, they're alternating exterior. They're on the outside, and they're not right next to, it's not this very next one, it's the, you're skipping one. So alternate exterior. Angle 6 and 7, right here, angle 6 and 7, they're consecutive interior. They're inside and they're right next to each other. Angle 2 and 4, you look at this as top right and 2 and top 4, top right, they're corresponding. Alternate interior, 2 and 6, they're inside and they're alternating, so 2 and 6 are alternate interior. Alright, so here's your turn 2A to 2D. Go ahead and do those 4 problems. Tell me which, classify those angles. Here are the terms up here. And come back when you're done. Okay, welcome back. Identify transversal and classifying angle pairs. Identify the transversal connecting each pair of angles in the photo. Then classify the relationship between each pair of angles. Okay, angle 1 and 3. Here's 1 and 3. Okay, so these transversals connecting angle 1, angle 3 is line H. This is the line, that's the transversal. These are alternate exterior. Okay. For angle 5 and 6. 5 and 6. Okay. The transversal connecting angle 5 and 6 is line K, and these are interior, they're the insides, and they're consecutive right after the other, so consecutive interior angles. Okay, good. Next, angle 2 and 6. Angle 2 and 6. The transversal connecting angle 2 and 6 is line L. Okay, line L here. Whoops. Line L. Okay, and they're corresponding angles. Okay. Alright, so here's your turn 3A and 3 through 3D. Go ahead and do those 4 problems. And when you're done with this, you're done with tonight's classwork. So make sure you put that away for homework. Thanks for watching.